All right, so I was around doing errands, getting food on my hot boy summer type stuff when I saw this terrible piece of mess. So for the TLDR version, basically the Supreme Court heard an argument from the state of Tennessee about the case of gender affirming care when it comes to trans children. A few families filed a lawsuit against the state of Tennessee because they have a law banning gender affirming care for individuals under the age of 18, I believe. And so the family took this to court because while kids who are trying to transition from the sex that they were assigned at birth were allowed to have these type of hormonal or like gender affirming care treatments, kids who were suffering from different hormonal disorders such as early onset puberty, endometriosis, and a lot of other hormonal stuff you can develop were allowed to keep using these treatments even though they were underage. And so the Supreme Court just came back, voted to uphold the law, and Tennessee is allowed to like block gender affirming care for trans kids. And the thing that the majority rule or the majority decision by Judge Roberts said was basically this wasn't a basis on just sex or discrimination of that kind. This was more about age and medical necessity, which for one, age has no factor in if kids who are suffering through other different treatments or disorders are be able to use this type of treatment. And two, when you talk about medical necessity, like, yes, a lot of people have different opinions about trans individuals, whether they have the right to be who they are or be able to get the care that they need. I personally think that everybody should be able to get the care that they need. Like, healthcare is a universal right. But at the end of the day, gender dysphoria, basically the main reason why people get gender affirming care, is a medically necessary treatment that has been discussed by AMA, by the Psychology Association, by every major medical association in the US. So there's no reason why that should be used as an opinion to go against that. So my point in all saying this is that whether you agree with trans individuals, whether you don't agree with trans individuals, whether you understand them or not, that's not the issue here. The issue is we now have a court going against major medical advice, like medical advice that's like medically necessary and has been established by every major medical organization, by most renowned doctors. They're going against medical advice that is going to harm a group of people.